Hello everyone. So today we'll be talking a little bit more about HTML. I know I've been talking a lot about HTML, but I will get into CSS and JavaScript as well. But let's try to learn as much HTML as possible before we dive into CSS or JavaScript, because it is the backbone of a website, and we need HTML to show the website structure, and CSS is for styling and JavaScript is for interactivity. So I've covered a lot of HTML elements, but let's try to go for some more. I've missed out on a lot of stuff, and I will be missing out on a lot of stuff as well today as well. But I will try to cover them in the next video or the video after that, because I will be talking a bit more about HTML, like 2 to 3 videos maybe. Not sure. Let's go ahead and watch some more HTML elements. We've already seen a lot of stuff, but let's go and write some more paragraphs. P tag. Here's a paragraph, and let's go for here's another paragraph. All right, so we have 2 paragraphs here. uh, I did show you guys how to start a server, but let's just show it one more time. You go to your VS Code, you have your live server extension installed, live server. I hope you did install it. You can check out my VS Code setup video if you didn't already. Then you right click on the index.html file and click on open with live server, and the server will be opened. And here's 2 paragraphs. Here's a paragraph, here's another paragraph. Okay, so if we want to get a line in between them, we can use hr tag. Hr tag is self closing tag. uh, you can have a vertical line like this one, and you can have one below this as well. Okay, I don't need a closing tag, it seems, but it's best practice to add a closing tag if you only have a single closing tag. Like, what do we do in p tag? We create a p and then close with another slash p. But in hr we don't need that. We just have a horizontal rule. Hr stands for horizontal rule. I get a horizontal line, so that's horizontal rule. I can use that as much as I want. And let's go for another p tag. Here's a line break. So I want to break a line. Let's say here's after this I'll use a br tag, which stands for, I'm not sure, let's google it. Br html. Okay, line break. So br stands for break, I guess. I'm not sure, but yes, line break. As a line break, you can use as much br as you want, but we don't usually use br, but we will be using to learn html. Here's a then line break and line, then another line break, and then break. All right, great. We now know horizontal rule and line break. Okay, now we'll be learning about maybe we did already learn this, but let's go for it one more time. I did use strong tag. So using a strong element uh, will make your font bold. You see, this is bold. We can use it, use b as well. See, it's still bolded, but we don't want to use b. And can you guess why? Because, as I've mentioned, it doesn't have any semantic meaning. Like, we want to use semantic html or semantic css, semantic javascript, so our code is easy to read and easy to easy to read for screen readers as well. So strong tag defines the bolding better. Strong meaning bold. Great. And then for line, let's use emphasize. Em tag stands for emphasize. It will make the line go italic. So it's you see that bend. Let's zoom in a little. Maybe you have a hard time without the zoom. Yeah, so it's bolded because I use the strong tag, and it's italicized because I use the em tag. All right, let's go for button tag. We have buttons all over the internet, right? Let's have a plus button, and let's have a minus button. I used all control, no, alt and shift to alt shift and down arrow to copy an element, and then use the uh, minus sign in there. So we have two buttons now. We are all familiar with buttons, of course. We use a lot of buttons in many websites, and they are great and they're very useful. So now we know about button as well. uh, we have HTML table, which is very useful as well. Table, let's go for TR, which stands for table row, and then TD, table data. Table data, let's say 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we can have another row below it. TD, let's say 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a table. Let me show you the table HTML. Oh, I did search it already. Right. So this is what a table looks like. There's a row and there's the columns. We have the same here, but we just don't have the CSS for it to show the lines. I'm not sure if I can show the lines without CSS, but this is a table. This is the row and this is the columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can add more if we want, like add 5, and then use 5. So TR stands for table row and TD stands for table data, and we need to use the table tag as well, and uh, put the TR and TD inside them, and then we can create a table like this. It's almost the same table, but it's a more complex table. I will try to build a table like this as well later on, but for now let's just understand this is a table, and we can add on more tiers if we want. Like let's go for, I don't know, let's go for Roman numbers. IV and V are great. So this is a table. 1, 1, 1. This is a column. This is a row. Great. All right. So what's next? Next we can learn form. Yes, form is pretty great. We use form all the time to log in, to register, and in many other cases as well. But let's ignore the action for now. It's just defining what will the form action be, and for most of the cases it's submit, I guess. I'm not sure, I didn't use a form in a very long time. Action, they did not define the action as well. Okay, I think it's submit, but let's just ignore it for now because we are not going to submit it anyway. All right, so form, and inside form we have a label tag. label, and then we have the input type text. Yes, so we can define input type. There are several input types like input type text, input type, what else, button, checkbox, color, date. Oh, there's a lots and lots of input, but let's just go for text. We'll do more later on. Let's just make this form here. The label, this is the label. So label will be the thing that defines your input field, right? Enter your name. So you know it's an input field for name. Enter your name and enter your email. Okay, and then we'll create a label once again and enter your email, and then let's go for input type text once more. Input type text, yes, great. All right, we can use a BR here to make it look a bit better. Let's use the self closing tag. Yes, I can use another BR. So you'd be doing this with HTML, no, I mean CSS normally, but let's just do it with HTML for now, as we are just learning HTML and nothing else. So everything we do, we'll try to do it in HTML. All right, then what do we have? We need a button to submit, right? Submit, let's say. Yes, we can use a BR tag here as well. Okay, great. Enter your name, enter your email, and submit. So this is a form. Let me Google form actions. I don't remember. Form actions. Oh, I did open it already. Action. Input type, submit. Where's the form action? Oh, form method post. Okay, that's method. That's not action. All right. HTML form action. Oh, action refers to the page, I guess. Yeah, the page you will be redirected, I think. I'm still not sure. I'll let you guys know later on if I can find it out. All right, so this is a form. This is a form, and the form says form has a label for name to understand that this input field is for your name. Let's just comment it out and let's show it to you guys. Yes, so you can see this is an input field, and what does this say? How do you know what to enter here? We don't know, right? So to define that, we need a label. We have a label for tag. We use the input field for which input field we are using the label. We should be defining it here by using a class, I guess. I don't remember properly. Wait, let me see. Label for. Oh, all right. So we use for cheese and then define the name down there. Okay. So let's say we want the label for name, and then we use the name equal to name. This seems a bit confusing, so we use the username. Let's use it as well. So it's just for defining that we are using the label for username, and the username is right here. Input field, we have named the input field here username. So the HTML knows if this level is for this input field. We can use the same here for user email, let's say, and then name it user email. Right. So visually there are no differences, but we can use it to target the input box. We'll show that later on. For now, let's just understand that we need to specify label for and then specify the name for which input box we are using which label. This altogether is a form. We should be using a method like post. So we'll be making a post request. We'll talk about the get, post, put, patch later. Don't worry about that for now, and let's just delete this one altogether. To uh, we don't need to focus on that right now. Let's just focus on other HTML things, what we can learn. We missed out on underline. Let's go with some underline. This is an underlined text, let's say, and we can use the U tag. We can use the U tag to underline. This is an underlined text. Great. So we have already learned most of the HTML things we need. There are of course many other things in HTML, but let's not focus so many stuff at once. Let's just break it into smaller stuff and uh, take smaller bites at a time, right? All right, so I did already show you guys how to use the anchor tag, but I did show you guys how to navigate with anchor tag to another URL outside of your page, but let's show you guys how to do it within your own pages, right? I use the anchor tag and I'll have to define the href, the link which I want to go. I'll create another HTML, let's say about.html, and let's just quickly use the emmet to generate a really fast HTML. Let's say this is about us page. This is a different page altogether, and I'll be linking it here, about.html. Use the slash and then the website link, right? Read about us. So anchor tag, and then in between the text it will be visible to the user and will be made a link like this, read about us, and whenever we click on this link, we'll be redirected to this page about.html, and you'll see this is about us page. Let's go. See, this is about us page. Similarly, we can use same way to create more routes, like let's say what portfolio.html. I'm creating a new file altogether, and we'll use the emmet shortcut again. Let's go for portfolio, and let's say this is our portfolio page. All right, great. Let's use the link in here as well. Let's see our portfolio, and we need to correct the link. What should it be? Yes, portfolio.html. Yes, great. Let's just go to the home route and see our portfolio. Let's use a br tag here to make it look a little bit better. Yes, see our portfolio. Let's click on it. Yes, this is our portfolio page. Great. But when we go to these pages, we need a way back to our home route as well, right? All right, let's add them. Read about us. Let's go to about.html, and then let's zoom in a little bit so you guys have easier time to watch this. Yes, let's use another anchor tag here. Let's type it out. href equal to, it will be index.html. Yes, right. And then go back to home page. So the text in here will be visible to the user. Go back to home page. Whatever we write in here will be visible to user. You can say just go back or go back to home page. And when we click on it, we go back to the home page. Right. Let's do the same for our portfolio page. Index.html and write go back to home page. Great. So this is our home page, and we've already learned a lot about anchor tags and other stuff. And I did show you guys how to upload images from outside. Let's do it, how to do it from your local host. I mean, local storage, right? So I do have apple and bottle and sprite images here. Let's do some more image tags. As I've mentioned it previously, alt shift and down arrow will make your that line copied down below, so you don't need to type it out. So use the source like apple.jffif. So I need to mention it here, apple. Here we go, apple.jfif. Okay, right. And then we can use bottle.jfif similarly. Oh, I forgot to use the slash meaning root, meaning this page, slash, and then I'll get sprite.jpg. Great. And we'll do alt tag as well, apple image, and let's go for bottle image, and let's go for right image. These are all tags. If your image doesn't load for any reason, the alt text will be shown. So let's go to the website and see the images. Oh great. All right, the sprite image is a bit bigger, so let's just delete the sprite image. That's ruining the vibe for us. All right, so yes, we've used apple and bottle images. So let's say our program cannot find the apple.jpy file, right? I've deleted the slash. So now what will it show? Okay, it can still find it somehow. Okay, let's just misspell it. Yes, apple image. The alt text will be shown here. Sometimes we do see on Facebook or some other platform that the image is not loaded. Instead, some text are there. That is the alt tag. That's why we put the alt tag. So in case the image isn't there, we have some text to know what was there, what was supposed to be there. All right, so as I've shown previously, let's show it one more time. Image, and then how do we show some image? Let's do horse. All right, so I want this image to show on my website. I'll just do right click, copy image address, and then paste it in the source, the src tag. I'll just paste it in there, and then we can see the horse image right here, right? We can resize the image as well by using height, let's say 50, width 50 as well. So the image is really small. Let's do the same for this, height, width 50, height 50, width 100. Let's do a variation. You see, this is a squared image 50-50, but this one is more like what do you call this shape? I forgot. Never mind. The width is double, and the height is 50, and the width is 100. So this one looks different than these two. So that's it about for this video, and we'll do more HTMLs because HTML is pretty much the main structure of any website. we all need HTMLs. As I've mentioned previously, we can see the HTML in here by inspecting. You can see the whole HTML, P, H, H, P, it's all the same. And you can see that for any website. I can see this one as well. And we get to learn a lot about HTML from these websites, because they are some of the best websites around the world, right? You see the semantic they have followed here is pretty good, I would say. Just not this div, but other than that, we have main, we have article, we have sections, we have h3, we have more sections, we have table here, we have figure. I didn't use figure myself, so I don't know. We have used aside. Yes, aside is great. Article, main, section, footer. Oh, let's include a footer. I forgot about footer. Let's do a footer and then end this video, and we'll learn more about HTML in next video. We do copyright or should all right reserved. All right, it doesn't look that good. Let's add some BRs to make a little bit space. All right, this isn't working here. Let's just do it here instead. Yeah, this is working. So let's add one more. Yeah, so we have footer at all websites. In the end, they just mention, yeah, this is the footer. Portions of this content are by individual Mozilla or contributors. Because this is open source, I think Mozilla is open source. I'm not entirely sure. And what is open source? We'll talk about what is open source later on, because that's none of our concern for now. But footers are used to show the registration and show the who are the rightful owner, right? So we'll use footer like this in future as well. And hope you got to learn a lot about HTML, and do make some comments and let me know your thoughts, your feedbacks. What am I missing? What should I include? And what can I do to make your learning experience better? Leave all the feedbacks down below. I really appreciate it, and thank you very much, and have a great evening. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.